You guys are so quiet and polite. I can't tell if you're tired or you respect me. Let's just assume respect, but we all know that it's probably that you're tired. Okay, what are taxes? Money you pay to the government. There are federal taxes. That's the U.S. government. And there are state taxes, and for us, that's Minnesota. Why do we pay taxes? What do we get in return for paying taxes? Name one thing that the government does for us with our money that they use. Roads. Roads are important. What else? Schools. Public schools. Yeah.
Post offices.
Post offices, good. Mail. Missing some big ones.
Hospital.
Hospitals, sometimes, some hospitals. Not all of them. Military's probably a big one, don't you think? Protection. Help in other countries. Police. Firefighters. There are a lot of people that are employed by the government, either by the state government or the U.S. government. I am a federal employee because the money that I get, my salary is paid partially through the state government, partially through the federal government, because I'm a public employee. I've had people say to me before, you know, my taxes pay your salary, which is true, but also my taxes pay my salary, which is kind of weird. That I get paid by the government, and then the government says, okay, now since we paid you, if you could give us a percentage of what we paid you and just take it back, but it makes sense. Okay, so taxes are important for us all to pay. There are some money that you get back depending on how much you've earned. Basically, there's a certain amount that if you make a certain amount, like a certain amount to live, then they're not going to charge you taxes beyond that. If you make over that amount, you start getting charged taxes. Have you heard of something called tax brackets? Okay, tax brackets mean that the more you make, the more taxes you pay. But what people don't understand is that it is not dependent on, it's not like all your money goes that way. Okay, so let's say you're doing well. What's a salary for somebody who's doing really well? What? $150,000. All right, so somebody's making $150,000. Hey. So let's say that the first, I don't know, I'll have to check exactly what it is, but let's say that they're saying, okay, look, $26,000. You've got, you're a couple, $26 is just what you, or $26,000 is just what you need to live. So we're not even going to tax that first $26,000. So you just need that money to live. And then any money between $26,000 and $50,000 is taxed at like a 2% rate. And then any money between $50,000 and $100,000 is taxed at like 4%. And then any money between $100,000, this is very broad, and it's the brackets are a lot tighter, is more like 8%. So it doesn't mean that if you make $150,000 that all your money is taxed at 8%. it means just this last bit of money is taxed at 8%. The first $26,000 are free. And then this amount is taxed at 2%, and this amount is taxed at 4%. And then that last amount is the one that is taxed so much. So if somebody complains about getting a raise, saying, ooh, I don't want to fall into a new tax bracket, what they mean is that they don't want to end up having a higher percentage. But let's say that you just go like $100 into that tax bracket, only that $100 is taxed at that high percent. All the rest of it is still taxed at that lower percent. So that's a misconception that a lot of people have about this. A W-2 is a form you get from your job. And it tells the details of how much money you made. You will get this from any job that you work, unless you get paid like under the table, or it's just a favor for somebody. But any job that gives you like an actual physical check when you do your job or puts money directly into your bank account, for those you would get a W-2 that says how much you make. If you work 5 different jobs, then you get 5 W-2s. It's not like they give you one for one person, it's how many jobs you have. This form, the 1099 INT, this is a form you get from the bank. It tells you how much interest you made. So if you have investments or a savings account, it'll tell you how much interest you made. And those are probably the 2 forms that you're going to end up dealing with right now. Taxes get more complicated and tough when you have like stocks and property and a business and stuff like that. But if you, right now, you probably don't own those things. So right now, you're just going to get a form from your job, and you're going to get a form from the bank if you have like a savings account. And that's it. Those are the only 2 forms that you're going to need. Let me show you what they look like. Okay. So this is a tax form for Rosa Morales. This is her W-2, which means this one is from work. And then this one is from the bank. This is your interest one. Is that your alarm or your ringtone?
Alarm.
Okay. All right. Wow, that would scare the crap out of me every morning if that happened. Okay. So, these are the kind of things that you're going to get in the mail. This says what has been withheld. All right, let's go through this together. Wages, tips, and other compensation. This right here is how much you made. It looks like this person made $21,972. This is how much federal tax was withheld.